All right, so we were talking about this earlier. It's a beautiful fall day out there, and in the sun, it's even a little warm. Earlier today, I saw someone like laying in a park in the sun with their dog, and I was like driving into work, and I'm
Go
like,
all in.
they're living.
Yes.
How jealous were you? I mean, come on. That's like the perfect activity to do on a day like this.
Totally.
Yeah, it's feeling a bit more like fall out there. Soon it's going to start looking a little more like fall or maybe even winter. Here's your sunsets over the next couple of months. Sunset today, 5:49 p.m. November 7th, the day, of course, that we set the clocks back, sunset is 4:24, and our earliest sunset of the year is December 9th at 4:04 p.m. We do gain a little bit of time as we approach the winter solstice and the winter holidays. Usually the sun at that point is setting around 10 after 4, so we gain a whole 5 or 6 minutes by the end of the year. So things are certainly getting darker a little bit earlier, and this actually influences what happens with the trees. And here's the latest update on the foliage. We're past peak across a lot of northern and western Maine. A lot of central Maine into the Katahdin region, though, is peaking as we speak. I think we've even got reports of high foliage along the mid-coast. The only spot that I haven't seen a lot of color popping up in is right along the New Hampshire seacoast border. That's the only spot that we don't have quite as much color appearing, but either way, a lot of foliage out there, and since things are trending a bit nicer this weekend, could be time to get out there and enjoy some of that. Here's the clouds. We've been talking about those again, still moving off to the east, and we're just watching this second batch of clouds. I still think, though, that we're going to have enough of clearing to at least enjoy some of the full moon tonight. And of course, that will be a special full moon, the full hunter's moon. We'll talk about that more in just a second. Hour-by-hour forecast through the evening shows that little bit of cloud cover moving through pretty quickly, and by the time we get to 9 o'clock, most of us see clear conditions. The exception is the Crown of Maine in the county, where things stay just a bit more cloudy. As we get into the morning tomorrow, clouds linger, a couple of sprinkles possible in the morning, with showers on the way across northern sections in the afternoon. Those won't be particularly heavy, and there could be a couple of stray showers that do make it down to the coastline. But I think that if you are north of Augusta to about Bangor, that's where you have the higher risk for showers. South of that, seems like it'll be just a little bit drier. By Friday, we'll be tracking the threat for a couple more showers to roll through as a cold front approaches. Here's the latest on the hunter's moon. Jess is going to have more on this coming up at 5 o'clock too, so stay tuned for that. Moonrise tonight is 6:06 p.m. Skies forecast to be clear or mostly clear. The origins for this one, I think, are interesting because it's not 100% known, actually. Usually it's the Native Americans or a group of people, but it seems that this was most likely named by farmers and hunters, and we should have decent visibility for most of the night. Moonset is tomorrow morning at 6:48. Milder air builds in for Friday, high temperatures near 70 degrees. Cold front comes through later in the day, mostly dry, possibly just a couple of showers expected in the afternoon. That kicks low pressure away from us, so chillier air gets to settle in for the weekend. And I think that we're going to be talking about the potential for our first widespread frost of the season, which is hard to believe how late it is happening this year. But here we are, almost the end of October, and finally talking about some frost. Seas 1 foot expected tomorrow, wind out of the south 5 to 10 knots. Water temperature 58 degrees, which is pretty warm for this time of year too. Trending drier Saturday, turning colder on Sunday, about 50 degrees on Monday. So very bright, very crisp, more like mid to late autumn than early autumn. And then Wednesday, we're back to just those typical fall days where you layer up in the morning and enjoy the sunshine in the afternoon. So a lot of really nice weather on the way in this 7-day forecast. But that also means that we're finally starting to talk about things that we should have been weeks ago. Frost, things like that. Just keep it in mind for the plants.
Yeah, we lucked out on this stretch.
Yes.
Thanks, Mike.